Hi, I'm Randy Baps from UXstars.com, and today I will be covering a quote which I believe is sometimes misinterpreted to the detriment of user experiences. The quote is by expert Alan Cooper, and it is, "No matter how cool your interface is, it would be better if there were less of it. If only user experience were so simple. One cannot simply remove things from an interface and have something better." Now, obviously, you don't want to have something cluttered or with all kind of unnecessary features, but I believe that this quote sometimes is misused. And I thought I would tell you a story today that happened to me yesterday that applies to this very well. Okay, so here is my beautiful TV in our basement where I sometimes go during the summertime to stay cool because it's quite a bit cooler down there. And on the TV, we have a Roku connected. Now, the Roku is a streaming device. It has the ability to connect me to all kind of streaming services. And I believe that, for example, Netflix is developed by either Netflix itself or a company that they contract to create this application. I was going through Netflix and I noticed that it was automatically playing parts of the videos as I was just trying to go through the menus, and that was kind of distracting and annoying, and I wanted to turn that off. So I went into my profile, Randy, for this, and I thought, hey, let me see if I can turn off this thing because I couldn't really find any other settings. And this is it. There was nothing else that I could do. And so I'm like, can I even turn off these video autoplays? I don't know. So I pulled out my phone, all right, an iPhone 8 Plus, and I thought, hey, let me go into the Roku app that's on my phone. Now, on the left, I thought, hey, app settings. Yeah, it's a setting. Awesome. No, there's nothing here that is going to let me turn off the automatic video plays as I scroll through the menu of items. And then I clicked on account. And what happens when I click on account? It says, looking for account settings? Please go to Netflix on the web. So they're telling me where to go. And, as the customer, I kind of feel like the icon here should be them giving me a middle finger or something like that. Because, all right, I've been in their app on the Roku. I'm now in their app on the cell phone. Do you think I'm having a good user experience right now because these apps decided not to have a feature? Not exactly. So, all right, I went to the web. I went up to my computer and I went to my account there and my profile. And again, I had to go to account. And this is a little peculiar because, I'm in my profile and then I come down here and I select my profile again. So that's a little odd. Now, I choose that, and I do find this beloved section down here that says autoplay next episode. Do not autoplay previews. Oh, thank goodness. So I land in there, and if you are wondering, if you ever need to turn off the Netflix autoplays, it is indeed possible. All right, you just have to uncheck that one box that's kind of only available on their website, it seems, and then buried in a few different menus. All right, so I go back down. I find that in Netflix that the videos are still autoplaying. Spectacular. All right, so I go up and I start searching and I Google it, and of course I added the little laughing emoji there because on the Netflix webpage they say, oh, hey, yeah, we're aware of this issue where you can't turn off autoplay previews. And then, okay, it gets down to the bottom and it says other devices. And it says, to help us investigate, please contact customer service. So it's like, as the customer, right, I'm paying them. So am I supposed to call them for a very common product made by Roku to help them investigate this known issue they must know is going on? I don't think so. Customer service is supposed to be there for the less predictable items. Not for, oh, hey, yeah, we didn't really feel like putting up things about Roku and that we're aware of their. I'm not going to call them to help them investigate this matter, which probably is pretty obvious to them by now. So I go and I go to see, well, why could it be that this preview is still happening? And I end up in this Roku community forum, which is a whole nother ball of wax, right? Community forums are where companies kind of hope that their customers just like solve problems for themselves. It seems, I guess, like a good way for them to get out of doing customer support. So I don't know. I look through these things. Yeah, other people are having this problem. Roku streaming stick. Yeah, it was a Roku streaming stick. Now, this one person, wow, I don't know if you can see this, but it says, wow, they went to the extent that they canceled their Netflix service over the fact that there was no way to turn off the auto video previews. I'm not willing to go quite there, but apparently some folks are. So I finally came across somebody in the forums. Thank you, Roku Tanner D. And I don't know if he works for Roku or who, but I saw his suggestion. And essentially, he's saying no problem. There's no way to do it in the settings. All you have to do is uninstall it, restart your device, and then reinstall the application just because you changed a setting to make that take effect. That's not really the kind of user experience I'm going for. I decided I would just wing it and try number 2, the old turn it off and turn it back on approach. And it worked, thank goodness. So, I don't know what companies are doing when they're trying to just let communities of users solve things for themselves. I see that Roku Tanner D has 573 kudos from other folks. He must really be actively involved in helping out these other Roku users. But I just don't get it. I mean, I think that these are pretty well-known, predictable problems, at least for Roku, and to have users helping each other out instead of just fixing the problem. So, summary. Does less in a screen or app always benefit the user? No. I think that, the Roku interface is nice and simple, right? So when they were looking at it, they're like, oh, great, there's not too many different options in here, so people can't get confused. Well, guess what? You took away the ability to just turn off the annoying video previews, and that doesn't mean that I'm going to have a better experience just because there's less items to choose from. Not only that, but on the more sophisticated app on the phone, somebody also decided, hey, this is going to be a nice clean app, so we're going to have less features in it, and therefore better. No. All right, we're living in a world where some people are not going to want to go up to a computer or open their web browser and log in yet another way. So certain features that are going to be necessary should at least be available in apps that people have on their phones, because more and more that's going to be what people have. So, why are there still so many cases where users have to log into a website? I don't know. I would think that if you have the feature on your website, it shouldn't be too hard to add that to your application as well. What do you think of customer support asking customers for help? Okay, there could always be odd situations out there, but this is a pretty common product, and I can see that plenty of other people are having this problem. So, in this case, for them not to even mention Roku's at all on the Netflix site seemed a bit odd to me. I mean, there's whole TVs that are made by Roku's with this. So it just seemed like they could do a better job there before they asked customers for that help to do investigation. Whose fault is it, Netflix or Roku? This is another aspect of UX which I don't think gets enough attention. There's a lot of devices these days that interact, right? You've got the Netflix company, and you've got Roku at play here, and there's cases where I have more vendors that are involved in other types of scenarios. And part of UX is how all these different companies and their systems actually work together. Customers don't care whose fault it is at the end, but the overall user experience is a combination of all those things together. So, what do you think of companies farming out customer support to customers? I'm not a fan of it. I mean, there should be cases out there which are much more cleanly diagnosed, in my opinion, right? Which are from the official support folks at the company. There's not necessarily a bad thing to have some kind of community forum, but I think it's bad customer experience to lean too heavy on customers to just sort of take care of themselves. All right. So hopefully this gave you some things to think about. And as always, be careful with some of those short quotes because taken out of context, they can teach the wrong lesson. All right. Till next time. See ya.